gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Friends, Facts, and Fiction. As always, this podcast is made possible by our local convenience stores, the misappropriation of history, and you. And now to your hosts, Justin Hammonds, Grant Bramlett, and Drew Shellnut.
What's up? What's happening, world? This is a podcast called Friends, Facts, and Fiction, episode 11, season 3, all about psychology. And today is episode 2 of Female Sex Cues. This should be a doozy. I'm Justin Hammonds.
Nailed it.
You nailed it.
You did. It was great.
I'm Justin Hammonds, and I'm looking at my boy Drew Shellnut.
That's me.
And my boy Grant Bramlett.
Howdy doody. And
we're killing the short sleeve button down gang right now. Mafia's in the building.
Have to.
And we also have our wonderful, beautiful guests on again, Sarah and Shelly.
Howdy.
And they're chilling in the really loose, comfy dresses. Everybody's just cooling out over here. You know what I'm saying?
It's hot as fuck.
Drew needs to undo one more button, I think.
Out.
Drew needs one more button done.
Get out there, homie. Put the hamburger meat out, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, get loose.
Let them see
there
that.
You go.
Chest.
Get in there. Get in there.
Yeah.
Get in there.
There it is. Now we're all loose.
Now we're all loosened up. So before we dive into the hot facts, I think I need to lead off with some things. Wait.
Oh, are we already go into this?
Huh?
Weird news update.
Bam! Yeah.
This is advice on marriage to young ladies. Number 1, do not marry at all. But number 2, but if you must, avoid the beauty men, flirts, and the bounders, tailors, dummies, and the football enthusiasts. Number 3, look for a strong, tame man and a firelighter, coal getter, window cleaner, and yard sweeler.
Amen.
Number 4, don't expect too much. Most men are lazy, selfish, thoughtless, lying, drunken, clumsy, heavy-footed, rough, unmanly brutes.
I resemble that goddamn remark.
And they need taming.
Resemble that or resent that?
I mean, shit. Fucking got called out on air.
Number 5, all bachelors are, and many are, worse still. Number 6, if you want him to be happy, feed the brute. Number 7, the same remark applies to dogs. Number 8, you will be wiser not to chance it. It isn't worth the risk. A suffragette wife. That was a list sent by young Sarah here on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
What year did you say that was from?
1918.
1918. It still applies today, right?
Yep. Nothing's changed.
Well, 103 years later.
Don't feed the beast.
Nothing's changed.
It's crazy.
And then I think Grant sent in some hot facts for me to read as well.
Oh, yeah, sure. Was that another weird news update?
Damn.
Love that.
When masturbating, 95% of women orgasm. In first-time hookups with other women, they orgasm 64% of the time. First-time hookups with men, they orgasm 7% of the time. This tells us that the problem isn't women's ability to orgasm. It's our cultural scripts for heterosexual sex.
Applause.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Cue the applause.
Well read.
You know, some men just don't have them skills. You know what I'm saying?
7%.
That's all I'm saying.
I think some men are just selfish and don't care.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Actually, I remember having
I
a
am not a
conversation with
selfish
a
lover.
guy one time that said that once he found out, he was older, and he said once he found out that every orgasm that a man has is always going to be the same, but women have different orgasms. He goes, I stopped giving a shit about them because that's not fair. And I was like, excuse me.
Wow.
Damn.
And that is why you're in your 50s and you're
I
going to
think that list applies to dudes like that, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Strictly.
I'm a non-selfish lover myself. But anyway.
By the way,
enough
y'all
about
kept using
me.
the word some. That's clearly most men.
Yeah, let's say
93%
Yeah.
of men.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them
Hey,
just
shouts
don't.
out,
Some
shouts
don't
out to that top
know.
7%, baby.
That's right.
Hey, top 7%, baby. Okay, never mind. Oh man, well, that was a fun little intro. Yeah. It's also my birthday today. We're recording on my
It
birthday.
is. It
so
is.
That's nice.
Yeah.
31 years young today. Anyway.
21 looks good on you, baby.
Thank you. I'm rocking it for another 20
You
years.
are.
My guy, Black Don't Crack. Anyway, so song of the day is on Mr. Drew Shownet, I believe.
It is.
What you got? What you got for us
I'm
there,
not
buddy?
even going to tell you guys.
Okay, well, fuck it.
I'm just going to hit play for 30 seconds.
You know what? Run it.
And you have to enjoy. So.
Do it.
Oh my God.
Perfect.
Now for a really long, simple drum break.
Yeah. Shouts out to Ringo.
Pour on the floor, baby. Yeah. We're going to slow it down.
Good times. Good times.
Fade out.
I
yeah.
enjoyed that.
I
did too.
completely didn't know I was segueing into that song, by the way.
You
but
were.
I definitely did that. That was nice. And that's the beauty of podcasting right there, baby. Anyway,
Happy accidents.
Yeah, happy accidents. That's what this podcast is full of, actually.
Yeah.
Life is full of
No,
those.
that's just what this podcast
You know?
is.
You know, life is
No,
full of
not
Drew's like, not life,
No,
no.
just this podcast. Just this podcast. Just happy accidents.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah, straight up. Well, yeah, we're gonna hop into these hot facts about female sex cues. I think Grant has authored another episode, and we're gonna dive in.
All right. So
What we leave off
spent
last week?
most of last week talking about the psychological, social, and contextual information women utilize to make decisions about a potential mate.
It's a great
The
first
myth-
opening line.
Thank you very much.
Good.
The Miss Marple Detection Agency, as the book likes to call it, which is transmitted more effectively through narratives and verbal exchanges than imagery, meaning women are more aroused by psychological cues. Elmer Fudd likes to see that a woman is healthy and fertile. Miss Marple likes to know or learn that a man is stable, available for commitment, has a good social status, competent, or kind. Which leads us to Miss Marple's quote-unquote porn, the romance novel. Not for everybody.
This is right up my sister's alley.
See? And obviously, this is a somewhat unfair and misleading comparison. Porn usually has a little to no plot, several climaxes, and offers very little to the imagination. But all of that is for men typically. But for a woman, quote, the romance novel is a chronicle of female mate choice in which the heroine overcomes obstacles to identify, win, and marry the hero, who embodies the physical, psychological, and social characteristics that constituted high male mate value during the course of human evolutionary history. The first in English could be traced back to 1740 as a series of letters that were published. Pretty standard. Guy likes girl, he pursues her, she resists, then realizes that she loves him, they married. It obviously was criticized for his horrific lewdness. Because I think they talked about undergarments at one point. You know what I mean?
I saw her ankle and was about to bust.
Yeah.
I bust.
The calf was visible.
Real, man.
Then Jane Austen took the romance to its greatest literary heights. And of course, we have our modern greats, Nora Roberts, Jackie Collins, and Stephanie Meyer. But the modern structure is accredited to Kathleen Woodiwiss with her novel in 1972, The Flame and the Flower, which is still in print. Here's the back cover. Who wants to take it? Somebody gets to read this.
It's a flame and a flower.
The flower.
I was like, oh, is it on? I didn't realize I had it in front of me. I was like, I don't have
Y'all
it in front
got
of
the
me to
script
read.
in front of
At
you.
first, I thought you were going to show it to us, and it was like a picture.
That's what
or
I was
something.
waiting for. Yeah, I looked up. Like, I was tuned into you. I wasn't tuned into my script. And I was like, yeah, I'm waiting for it. Like, yeah, where
Yeah, where is
Where is it at?
is it at?
Where is it?
Yeah, don't mind how tattered and overread it is.
Sorry.
Oh, the woman's imagination. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I'll take the flower. The flower, doomed to a life of unending toil. Heather Simmons fears for her innocence until a shocking, desperate act forces her to flee and to seek refuge in the arms of a virile and dangerous stranger.
Beauty and the Beast.
Sounds like Outlander.
Oh. I was like, Beauty and the Beast.
So you've been watching The Boys.
God, I love Outlander.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
Okay, and then The Flame, a lusty adventurer married to the sea, Captain Brandon Birmingham.
No, Birmingham.
Don't make it fancier than it is.
Brandon Birmingham courts scorn and peril when he abducts the beautiful fugitive from the tumultuous London dockside. But no power on earth can compel him to relinquish his exquisite prize, for he is determined to take the sapphire-eyed lovely woman, or make the sapphire lovely his woman, and to carry her off to far, uncharted realms of sensuous, passionate love.
It's like,
Dude, you should read books on like those audio things. Just throw that out there.
You know, I appreciate you. You know what I'm
It's like
saying?
the modern day Morgan Freeman over
Happy
here.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
That's your gift.
Appreciate that.
So not only is it hilarious, but it's iconic in that it outlines the two necessary and sufficient characters in romance novels, from Pride and Prejudice to Twilight. You have the flame and the flower. The romantic hero is constructed from female psychological cues in the same way that a young busty porn stars are for the dudes. Dudes.
I'm more of a thigh-ass man myself. But,
Sure. Romance novels generated $1.37 billion in sales in 2008. It has the single largest share of the fiction market, which means that more people buy romance novels than detectives, thrillers, sci-fis, science nonfiction.
Are you saying Dune is not a top seller?
Dune is, but I'm saying romance novels beats out all sci-fi.
Ooh,
Really?
Yeah,
I can't wait for Dune.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
That's my type of porn right there.
Agreed. 74.8 million people read a romance novel in 2008, and more than 90% were women.
I bet a lot more people read them in 2020
Isn't that when Twilight came out?
with all the time.
Probably.
Like, I feel like that's around the time when like Twilight
think
really
so.
blew up because
Yeah.
I was like my
I
freshman
remember
year
my
in college.
classmates reading it like my
Yeah,
senior year.
I
of
read
high
it my
school
freshman year.
and
Like I
stuff.
was like, I went
Yeah.
spent like a whole week. I was like, I'm not going to the bar. I gotta read. I need Edward. Like, it's bad. Anyway.
At the time-
Anyways,
No, for real. At the
Sarah's
time,
like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
yeah.
I remember senior
you
year
do
of
you,
high
boo.
school. I was
You do
like,
you.
why are all these girls reading this book? And it took months for someone to be like, it's kind of like porn. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
It's vampires
I-
fucking.
Oh, okay.
Never thought about the Twilight books like porn.
It kind of is.
It wasn't like
I don't know
I guess
why
it
I
was
didn't.
more of just like, where's my Edward? You know, like you read about the romance of it, and you're like, where's that?
Where's my little sparkly man?
Where's, like, what
Did
are
you
these
take
little
like
fuckboys
every
I keep
man that
messing
you're
with?
interested in and you like take his clothes off and throw him in the sunshine and see the glitter? That's what I'm imagining right now. It's like, where's my Edward? Like,
You don't sparkle. I'm sorry. You're fucking out.
Yeah,
Bye.
get out of here.
I
You dull ass
I
yeah, I
motherfucker.
support it. I
Can't throw your
Absolutely.
fucking clothes into the sunshine. Sorry.
No, thank you.
You failed.
Man, the energy in this room is very high. Last week it was
know,
a
right?
rough start.
I did not go out last night. I did
Neither
not
did
drink
I.
yesterday.
Same.
I was asleep by midnight. I did all this for you.
We both were so good
Well, thank you.
yesterday.
Friends, Facts, and Fiction
You're so
podcast
good.
loves you.
Bye.
I behaved myself.
Oh
So
my
did
God.
I. So did I.
I,
This
that's a
podcast
first.
made you behave yourself? Jesus. Wow.
I don't know
I think
what
it
to
would have had
say.
the opposite effect, though, right?
Well, I just felt like it was a failure last week. So
Oh, you're not.
I was like, man, it is manic May, so you never know what's going to
Manic
happen.
May, the best month of the year.
But for comparison, 100 million men in the U.S. and Canada accessed online porn in 2008. So you got 74.8 million versus 100 million, right? In romance novels, sex is ubiquitous but not crucial for enjoyment. Apparently, many women just skim or even skip the sex scenes. But the sex is very important part of the romance.
It's so boring.
Again, that's what they say. I don't know. Another quote:
I
the
love how I
heroine's
just said that,
sexual.
and I don't even read this stuff. I was like, "How dare you?"
I like how
skip it.
both of
It's
you
so
guys are
boring.
just like-
and then I'm like, "I don't even read this." I'm
Like,
sorry
yeah.
to interrupt you.
Inaudible noises, just like.
Sorry.
Apparently, that one's not right.
Another quote: the heroine's sexual inexperience remains intact only until the hero's wang of mighty Levin introduces her to the wonderment of fizz-nucking.
Fizz
This
This is a quote.
This is a quote. It's part and parcel of the fantasy, the awakening to love that that is that much more powerful when it's accompanied by a sexual awakening as well.
Fizz knucking.
Yeah, I've
that
been looking at
fizz
that
knucking.
fizz
Fizz
knucking.
knucking.
Necking and fizz
I
knucking,
cannot
baby.
wait to use that
Fizz.
tonight.
Like, I feel like it should be like fizz nutting.
We about to get to this fizz
Not-
knucking up in here.
The CK is
I
kind
kind of like fizz nutting
it's
better.
fizz nutting, not fizz knucking.
Fizz nutting. Fizz nutting.
That makes me think about something horribly wrong with that person, though. You know what I mean?
You fizz nutting,
It's
bro?
like
What the fuck?
bubbling.
Man, you got some shit. You might want to go to the doctor about
That's
that
scary.
shit. You gotta go do this.
Checked out.
Wait, this reminds me. I learned
Is
a
he
new
frothy
word the
nut?
other day. I'm gonna
Frothy
totally
nut? Oh God!
Oof.
Never say that again.
Triggered. Triggered. All of our listeners with frothy nut over here.
Anybody heard the word ninny hammer before?
Yeah.
It means a fool, and it's like been my thing this week. I love how I had to
Your
look it up
ninny hammer?
again, but it's your ninny hammer. I'll say it to my customers, and they
Are
have
you
no
just
idea
living
what
in
it
like 1918? Is that where you're at?
is. No,
Yeah.
I just love
that's
saying
some-
words to people when they have no idea what it means. Like quim, Quim means cunt in Old English
Oh, I didn't know.
language. And
Oh,
so
that's nice.
I'll tell
I've not
customers
heard that.
like, "Oh, you're such a quim," and they're like, "Oh, thank you," and I'm like, "I just called you a cunt." Like, it's my favorite.
Quim.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Oh, I'm
Wow.
gonna use that.
That's
I like
great.
that.
That's great. I love it.
Continue on, boss. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're
Continue
great.
on. Just killed it.
The class continues.
Sorry, guys. Follow that.
Ebooks are really helping the market as well. Instead of having to go to a store and buy a paperback with a gleaming oiled man chest and a swooning barely clothed woman on the cover, we can just download it on a Nook or Audible. And this new privacy has allowed publishers to take more risks, i.e. spicier sex, which has also led to a distinct genre where sex is the primary component, erotic romance. Even though they push the boundaries of female erotic literature, the book's sensitivity to the emotional experiences of the heroine and her lover would never be mistaken for the emotionless, graphic raunch of male-targeted erotica. Here's an example. Someone else has to read this.
Oh, I'll take this.
Okay, great.
Put on your sexy voice.
Ooh, this,
Oh.
this is a whole little
Are we doing
passage.
okay?
No.
Where's okay?
Ooh, this is getting nice.
Oh, hold on, I gotta get.
Get ready. You ready?
I grunted as he pulled out of me and pressed his cock against my ass. He entered me all this time this way now, with only the lube from my pussy. He slapped me lightly. Open. I want to fuck your ass. Yes, Jeremy. He eased the head of his cock in, then waited for me to relax before thrusting the rest of the way inside. I moaned. I couldn't help it. Jeremy! I gasped to the rhythm of his fucking. If you're tired of the lying, why don't you just stop? Hush, let me fuck you, and don't you come, you little fuck slut. Jesus, I'd really ticked him off. Yes, Jeremy, yes, whatever you say.
Oh my god! All right, that was a glance
crying.
into erotic.
I'm crying.
Erotic,
Also,
You're
fuck you,
welcome.
Jeremy.
Fuck
not,
slut.
not Jeremy, our sound producer. Holy shit!
That's why I put that in there.
That is amazing.
Yeah, our producer's name is Jeremy.
I'm
by the
actually
way.
crying right now. This is
I'm sweating again. It's fine.
All right. It got hot in here. It got hot in here.
It's a little warmer now, isn't it? So the difference here is the frequency, explicitness, and kinkiness of the sex. Bondage, group sex, and gay sex are being explored more and more, and amateurs are providing shitloads of fan fiction. And here's a description of one fan. Wake up, people. Girlies like porn, too. You just have to know where to look. Hello, fan fiction. There are zillions of pages of boy-girl, boy-boy, and even girl-girl stories written online by women for women. Their ages range from astoundingly young teens to older women in their 50s and 60s, and probably older, though you'd never guess, because no one that old is likely to give their age.
Wow.
Is fan fiction
true.
porn? Some fan fiction is porn and is meant to be so. There are communities with names that include FQ Fest for Fuck Festival. The term used for some such porn-heavy fix is PWP, which stands for plot. What plot? The biggest site.
What plot? Ain't no plot. Let's just fuck.
All right, so quote over there.
Jesus Christ.
The biggest site is fanfiction.net, which boasts more than 2 million different stories and more than 600,000 visitors a day. mostly 18 to 24-year-old women. They are more social than visual porn sites, too. Lots of comments on these stories by readers sharing their opinions and notes of them. Most of the sex and fan fiction emphasizes the emotional and psychological over the physical, just as in romance novels. Here's a passage from 4 months later, a story pairing Hannibal Lecter and Clarice.
Oh no.
Starling from Silence of the Lambs.
No.
Someone else's turn to read.
Ooh, is that a Sarah turn?
I don't read. No, never did that in class.
Hello, Clarice.
I don't think I would be able to physically finish this without breaking out in laughter. I mean, I can try. No, I don't want to. I'm good.
Go for it. You don't want to go for it?
Hard pass. Hard.
Hard. Lecter was waiting for her to say no, for her to slap him or do something. So when he touched her breasts and she gasped, he was pleased. Her nipples reacted so easily to his touch that he...
You were doing so
You
well.
were doing so well. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Let's bring it back.
So far, Shelley wins, by the way.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
When he brought his mouth around a nipple and toyed it with... Y'all fucking me up. Y'all fucking me up. Toyed it with his tongue.
You got it, man.
He was pleased that she brought her hands to rest on his shoulders. She was touching him of her own free will, even if it was instinctive. As his mouth focused on her breasts, his hand was busy trying to bring her pleasure. He was surprised at the way she reacted when he slid a finger within her, and he had all he could do not to take her at that very moment. But he wasn't a thoughtless lover.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
You got this. You got this. A few more sentences.
Keep going.
Oh my God. And he wasn't about to start now with Clarice. He was slow and deliberate with his movements, carefully to gauge her reaction and make the slightest change if necessary to ensure she was being pleased. His not mover to her.
What?
Oh, crap. Typo.
Yeah, what is his...
His not
His
mover.
not mover.
His mouth
moved very well.
His mouth moved to her stomach,
Okay.
where he nipped gently but hard enough to leave a mark on her. When he felt her release was approaching. When he felt her release was approaching. Bro.
There you go.
Hannibal Lecter.
That was a nice stumble through. I had some good moments in there.
You did.
But yeah, that was a fan fiction. Hannibal Lecter and Clarice got it on after Silence of the Lambs.
So basically the point of all of that was it was hilarious. And that when people are now allowed to or able rather to write and share, their own little imagination or fantasies and all that kind of stuff, it can get pretty
Anthony
fucking
Hopkins,
wild.
basically.
Some
I was about to
do.
say thank you. Was I the only person
Hold
picturing
on.
Anthony Hopkins and
Sir
what's her face,
Anthony
Jodie
Hopkins.
Foster?
Oh, I apologize,
Sir.
Sir.
Anthony Hopkins.
Sure.
Was
I
any-
do.
He got
Tell
mad
me
at
all of y'all were picturing Anthony Hopkins and
I
Jodie
just-
Foster.
I
during that.
literally-
Just
Oh,
like,
100%. Yeah, definitely.
You know,
What
she,
is it called when someone who's captured falls in love with their or vice versa?
oh crap! It's not Munchausen's. Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm.
That's what it is.
Stockholm
You
syndrome.
know, Jodie Foster refused to do another one because that movie scared the shit out of her.
Really?
Yeah, she refused to do a second one because she was that freaked out.
Not surprised.
I'm
surprised,
pretty sure
honestly.
Anthony Hopkins would scare the shit out of me, too.
Yeah, you look at me and go.
Between him and Jack Nicholson, bro, like those two motherfuckers are
No more
actually
Yes,
Fava
Jack
Beans.
Nicholson. Oh my god.
fucking crazy.
I know.
For real.
The Shining.
I can't eat beans anymore.
And he came up. He
No
came
more
up with a line that
fava
is,
beans.
It's Johnny or whatever.
Yeah, that was
he came
improv.
up- Yeah, it was
he came up
improv.
with that.
I love him, especially in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Very
Yeah,
good.
he's a terrifying man, but great actor.
He's real life Joker. Have you seen this motherfucker just in random
Yep.
public?
He's so
Oh my
funny.
god, yeah.
Wearing like fucking red tinted glasses and just grinning from ear to ear in pictures. It's fucking crazy. Anyway,
All right, moving on. Here's the most common professions of the hero in romance fiction. Guys, listen up. Doctor, cowboy, boss, prince, rancher, knight, surgeon, king, bodyguard, and sheriff.
Well, I'm a cowboy boss and a king, so shit. Let's be honest.
So the ladies don't seem to be interested in janitors or bureaucrats or claims adjusters.
Really likes.
I don't know if it's really good looking.
Oh man.
He has a
Same.
broom closet.
Nor traditionally feminine careers like hairdressers, secretaries, or elementary teachers. All the, quote, sexy jobs are associated with status, confidence, and competence. A quote, power is the ultimate aphrodisiac.
Amen.
Another quote, alphas are natural leaders. That's pretty much the definition of the alpha, with a strong protective streak and a fierce confidence in their own abilities, wrote author Angela Knight. They're who women reach for when the bullets start flying. Lots of studies help further cement this notion. Women prefer the voices of dominant men, the scent of dominant men, the movement and the gait, and facial features. That's the same with most primates as well. Scientists believe that the... Oh, crap, another typo.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
I don't think that's the ventrolateral, but
That would be...
The frontal?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, the frontal... Well,
No,
doesn't matter.
prefrontal cortex.
Some part of the cortex.
Some part of the prefrontal
Yeah, let's just go with that.
So we're gonna go with there's the cortex that fucks
So
with your brain.
in the doc, it says ventrolateral
Yeah, that's not right.
prefrontal cortex. So
That's
if
a
you know
2
the answer to
a.m.
that, please.
That's a
email
2
us.
a.m. one
Let
right
them
there.
know.
Prefrontal cortex may be responsible for processing cues indicating social status or dominance. And it appears that almost all female brains are susceptible to dominance cues. Men have picked up on this as well, i.e., The Game by Neil Strauss.
I thought you
Techniques
just meant game. Like,
The game.
techniques designed to activate women's psychological cues in the same way Botox and collagen and implants work on men. The central commandment of the game is always be an alpha. Or you don't have to be an asshole, but if you have no choice, being an inconsiderate asshole beats being a polite beta every time.
bang, bang.
Don't agree with that.
That's just what that dick that wrote that book said.
Yeah.
I would like to say, though, that I feel like when men think of an alpha male, they think of like something completely different than what a woman would think an alpha male is.
They think
Yep,
like
yep.
action hero Jason Statham,
Yes.
fucking
And they
like I
need to
got
be
to be the
like-
sickest motherfucker.
Yeah.
So no, you have to be confident.
Oh, wait,
and
that's
polite.
not what y'all are?
No.
I mean,
It's more like me. It's more like me, like a
I've
real
worked
life
with-
alpha. You know what I'm saying? Charismatic.
okay, I'm gonna
get
say
it.
one thing
Oh,
that
sorry.
I've been
Actually,
taught.
more like.
If a man, one thing I was taught is that if a man has to say that he's an alpha, he's not the alpha.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it is like
Exactly.
confidence over cockiness.
What did Justin just
I
say?
didn't say I was
He's
alpha.
like,
I said alpha something like me. I didn't say I was an alpha. You see what I'm saying?
No, but you're right. You said confident, all that.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
crushed it.
Yeah, confident, polite. You know, not cocky and an asshole.
More for
Different.
me in terms of like alpha's like someone who can protect me when it comes down to it. I don't give a fuck if he's the alpha over everybody else.
Yeah.
If he can protect me, that's all I really care about. Like,
Bang bang.
I like that. Confidence is actions, cockiness is words.
nope,
Ooh.
touche.
Very
I
good.
like that. I like
Very
that
good.
a
Yeah, I
lot.
just came up
Yeah,
with
you
that
just did you really just
myself.
came up
Look
with
at
No, I
that.
came up with
Oh,
that
I was
years
like,
ago.
really?
Years ago.
years ago.
No, I didn't. Well, I mean, I'm sure it's been out there somewhere. Maybe I heard
But
it.
I like it,
somewhere,
though.
But
I
I've
like
been
it.
using it
I like
for
it.
years.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
So some authors have toyed with beta characters, but they usually turn out to be an alpha by the end. Another quote. I think this is one of the problems we're having in romance in general right now. Our heroes have gotten a little too PC. We're portraying men the way feminist ideals say they should be, respectful and consensus building. Yet women like bad boys. I suspect that's because our inner cave woman knows that doormat men would be saber-toothed tiger lunch in short order. In fact, this may be one reason why EROM is gaining popularity so fast. Writers feel free to write dominant typo. I did not have
All
time to
the
proofread
typos.
this. Dominant men with more of an edge. Luckily, nowadays, there are still lines we can't cross that did not exist in the 70s and 80s. Back to our OG romance novel, The Flame and the Flower, the hero actually rapes the virgin heroine in the opening scene, later excusing his behavior by saying he presumed she was a whore.
Wow.
That's the motherfucking plot of that book.
That's fucking crazy.
That's kind of fucked up.
That is
Real
pretty
fucked
brutal.
up.
Yeah.
And she ends up falling in love with him. So that's classic Stockholm syndrome. right there.
It's really
fucking
messed
crazy.
up.
I hate everybody.
Right.
Right? So basically, way too much.
It's the tagline of the episode.
yeah,
Every time
standing
Sarah's
true,
on the
I hate
episode. that's
Every
the tagline.
time she's on the episode,
I hate everybody.
I hate everybody.
So way too much back in the day, and then we're now starting to go a little too G-rated at times. And then the e-novels, fan fiction, and all the stuff online has kind of pushed that back towards something a little more
Like I'm not in this
fun
world.
or risque.
I'm not in the world at all, but I feel like from like many series I've seen, it's like the dude that used to be a fuck up or did a lot of dumb shit, and now he's like trying to be a better person, and then the love interest, makes him actually be that better person. From some love shit that I've watched recently.
kind
You
of
know
a part of
what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Definitely
not in
part
the
of it.
E-rom shit.
Well,
but
us women love fixing things.
Oh yeah.
I'm a
Love
broken
them
boy.
projects.
I'm such a broken boy.
Trying to get fixed.
I'm gonna.
Sarah's like, about that.
Man.
This reminds me of the Wedding Crashers. Did you do the Broken Soldier? Yeah, I did the Broken Soldier.
Oh my god, that movie! Holy shit!
So
Did you
good.
cry? Yeah, I cried.
Yeah, I cried. That shit too.
But can a man be too dominant for Miss Marple? What about real bad boys, serial killers? Well, it turns out that killing people is an effective way to elicit the attention of many women. Virtually every serial killer has received love letters from a large number of... What the hell is wrong with me?
Female fans.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't.
Female fans.
I didn't even notice that one, man. I read
Good.
right over that.
Here's one. Here's one. I used to write to the Night Stalker when I was 16 to 20. He was nice, told me to get an education, and that I'm sweet and I should sort my life out and not end up in prison, LOL. I really liked him. I told him I wanted to chop his wife's feet off, and he was cool about it. He's a nice guy, smiley face, end quote.
of course, he was cool about it.
Oh yeah.
I
What?
love listening to murder podcasts. So like,
Oh,
you
I
hear
do
about
too.
These
I do
women
too.
all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and every single time it just,
Blows my mind.
yeah. I'm like, okay.
What's that one like super groupie, super killer group? She dated like 3 of them. Like she dated Richard Ramirez. and
yes, I know
Daniel
exactly who you're
something
talking
like
about.
that.
Yeah.
She's like
That was,
Sandra something.
I think it was Sarah something.
Oh, okay.
Wait, no,
Oh,
Shelley
Sarah-
something.
Oh,
Oh man.
there's not a lot of Shelleys in history, so I doubt that.
Us Sarahs, we go far back.
Another woman fantasized about being strangled by Chikatilo. But the readers of romance are quick to point out that they don't want their heroes to be rapists or murderers. They're willing to tolerate a little misogyny and jerkdom at the beginning as long as the heroine changes him.
That's the fine line between
Just
like
like that.
S&M and like rape fantasies stuff kind of thing. Like women like to be choked, but it's like don't do it too much because then it
Right.
becomes
Dark.
yeah, it gets a little dark.
That's a little.
But
Well,
yeah,
it's
no,
like-
that's I mean that's yeah,
all about
that
like
makes, that holds.
consent and approval within the setting. You know what I
Definitely,
mean?
absolutely.
Yeah, communicate those
Yeah.
things.
Oh yes, always, always, always,
Communication
always.
is needed.
More so than alphas, though, a survey of mate preferences across 37 different cultures, kindness and understanding came out on top. But here's the kicker.
We all heard that.
I was trying to be so quiet.
No, you're good. But here's the kicker. At least in romance novel settings, women don't just want a nice guy. The dweeby best friend in 16 Candles, for example.
Oh, you tried to mention that.
They want an alpha who learns to be nice to her. The book makes the comparison of a coconut, hard and tough on the outside, soft and sweet on the inside. Only the heroine gets to crack him open. They want to tame, heal, or soften the alpha hero's wild heart and get him in touch with his tender side. And again, the book makes the comparison of the male alpha hero in a romance novel's emotional confession to a female porn star moaning with pleasure from some good dick.
I'm like some good dick.
Some good dick.
Some good dick.
Some good dick. Some of this vitamin dick.
Ultimately, I just want to know that this big, strong guy is safe, that he's not going to hurt me, that he really listens to me and cares about me, explained a woman in a romance novel discussion forum. Here's another aspect for a potential mate, his bank account. In the romance titles on Amazon, there are 415 millionaires, 286 billionaires, and 263 sheiks.
Cheeks.
Those
Sorry,
are
if I should know that. I've never heard that term before.
Is that like kings?
basically, yeah.
Super rich.
Middle East, like
Middle Eastern.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because I would
I
like just
feel
the
like I
order. I
know
was
that.
wondering if it was like, is that what comes after a
I
billionaire?
know that word.
I was like, is that a trillionaire? Or like,
That's my
The
first.
movie Secondhand Lions,
Oh, nice.
okay,
and he was a sheep.
Great movie.
okay.
Great movie.
Yeah.
There's so many people I meet that do not
Such
know
an
that movie.
emotional movie.
And
Yeah.
everybody, that's your homework this week.
Watch Secondhand Lion.
Secondhand Lions.
Okay.
Try
And
not
then,
to cry.
then watch Wedding Crashers after, so
Yes.
you
Right.
can bounce back.
Also, just like Robert Duvall was amazing. I grew up down the street from him. He's a very nice man. Yeah, fun
Cute.
fact.
That's
That
cool.
was cute. That's a cool story.
Thank you.
Mine or
The
yours?
story time with Sarah Millard.
Yeah, you're good.
Do you want a shot?
That's fine. Yeah. I'll take one. Yeah.
So,
I was like,
I'm mostly just observing and reporting.
I do
Which-
agree with like this whole
Much less reporting than
you
observing.
want an alpha male, like, you know, somebody that you kind of fix or change in a way.
mhm.
But I
Have a bad
also
day.
just think it's for self-destruction and realizing that it will not always work.
Sure. Material resources are arousing to females. Chimpanzees prefer males with the largest quantity of meat. Pelicans prefer.
Forgot it was Burnett.
Yeah, let's take a shot from that for my birthday.
So delicious.
I just thought you said I thought I was brunette.
Me and Fernie.
I forgot I was Burnett.
forgot I was brunette.
Everybody.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my
Pause the
god.
podcast.
Hold the fuck up, y'all. I'm brunette.
I'm brunette.
Shit's crazy.
Oh my god.
News to me.
Oh my god.
You know, I had a homie one time. He went in prison when he was super young, and I worked with Emma Rose. And this chick walked in, and y'all know me. I was like, bro, the brunette is super nice right there.
Yo, 315. Check it out.
Yeah, the
Like her
brunette's super
hair,
nice.
her ass, both.
The brunette, she was nice.
Okay.
And not getting the detail.
Her ass was brunette.
It was
And my,
yeah.
Her ass is brunette. That's what tough
and my
hanging
homie
off the back.
my homie legitimately looked at me and was like, "Why you call her brunette, bro? Is that her name?" And I'm like, "Whoa, bro,
Oh no.
wow,
Because he just didn't know.
whoa!" Well, like I was like culture shock, bro. Like
Yeah.
I was like, "So you got brunette, blonde, redhead," and then the homie in the kitchen was like, "You also got like strawberry blonde." I'm like, bro, hold on, whoa.
We don't need nothing from the peanut gallery.
We can go three. We can go three.
Introducing too many,
And then
too much.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
ease him into the knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, by the end of it, he was.
See, that was a teachable moment, though.
There's a teachable moment. You know, hey, that was a nice little. The more you know.
More you know.
Anyway, back to these hot facts. I think we-
body massage?
Back to the 263 sheiks.
Yeah. Chimpanzees prefer males with the largest quantity of meat. Pelicans prefer males who give them the most fish. Wolf spiders that present the largest insect.
That's cute.
Fuck
I
that.
never ever
Sorry,
thought that
I
was
hate
gonna
wolf
look at a spider
spiders.
and be like, that's cute. That's adorable.
giving them
I'm
a
sorry.
present.
I love wolf spiders because they eat brown recluses, and a brown recluse almost took my fucking leg.
I do know
2 years
that,
ago, so.
and I agree with that. But they still scare the shit out of me. Like I'm arachnophobic. 100%.
I had a wolf
like,
spider almost lay a egg sack of eggs. Wow, Sarah.
Egg sack of eggs. Oh, ATM machine,
Egg
huh?
sack into my hair while I was driving in my car. That's why everybody
That's
didn't know
rough.
that.
I just want everybody to know that, by the way.
I swear.
So we triggered people that don't like frothy and people that
Frothy
don't like
and
spiders.
spiders. No.
All in one podcast.
And
All
definitely
in podcast
not,
about sex.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
this
no.
is like, if you're still rocking with us, we
Let's
love
talk
you.
about
we definitely
funny.
don't want frothy spiders.
Oh God,
Okay.
Jesus Christ,
Until
that was deep.
Until
Took it too far, Drew.
Until recently, a wealthy husband was the only possible way to ensure a woman's long-term prosperity. But women can work now, and that's displayed a lot in romance novels, where the heroine is a corporate executive or a politician or high-stakes lawyer. So does the hero still need to be able to provide for her? Yes, apparently. In romance, if the heroine is rich, the hero is even more rich. The important aspect of this is that he's always competent and usually the best at what he does. So if the heroine is a successful businesswoman, then the hero is more successful.
Nah.
Yeah.
If I was that successful, if I walked into a bar and I saw that bartender was sexy as shit, he's mine. Okay?
She come in Inglewood Lounge on Sundays.
Wow, that reaction.
Got him. Anyway.
Oh God, I set
Anyways.
myself up for that.
Yeah, you did. You did. It's okay. It's okay.
Mid-level employees or house husbands aren't in these books. Men, on the other hand, don't seem to give a shit, just as long as she's hot. OK Cupid question of, would you date someone who doesn't know how to drive a car? Most men said yes. Most women said no.
That's interesting. Though it is kind of a turnoff if you don't know how to drive a car.
See,
It is a turnoff. It
I'm
is.
like,
favorite
I
activities,
love
I
driving, so it's like different for me because I'm like, I'll drive anywhere. I don't care. I love
But I
driving,
too,
but
but-
also like, yeah, if you straight up look at me, you're like, oh yeah, I don't know how to drive it.
I mean, like, yeah, you're not depending on me. No, absolutely not.
Are you from New York City?
You have to take a
Different,
step
like-
Have you never had a car?
Yeah, like, is there a reason why you don't know how to drive? Or
I mean, I guess
Right.
I could understand if there was like a PTSD moment or something like that.
that's fair. That's fair too. That's
Yeah,
totally fair.
I've met a
Fine.
few people that can't drive when it's raining because they're fucking terrified.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And that's
different.
totally fair.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
there's
different.
that's understandable for sure. But like,
Shouts
if
out
you
to
just
Reva. I
if you
love
just
you.
don't know, like if you never learn,
Right.
you just don't know. And it's like, oh, so you like actually can't physically take me on a date. I have to take us on a date. Oh, okay.
That's when
see,
you just
but for me,
Okay.
Nice.
This is gonna go well.
You just get that Uber XL. You got to flex. If you can't drive, you got to flex with the Uber.
that's true. You would have to do that.
Yeah.
You got to flex.
But I mean, personally, that wouldn't be a deal breaker for me. For
I wouldn't say it was a deal
know what I mean?
breaker.
Yeah, I
sure.
wouldn't say so,
Like-
but it was something I definitely would question.
It would be.
No, I would definitely teach said woman how to drive.
It would probably be
immediately.
like the
But
third
that's also
question on
different
the
for
first
men.
date
Like
of
men teaching women how to drive.
Why
is a
can't you
thing.
drive?
Like Justin,
go into this.
You know how to drive a
Yeah,
stick?
yeah.
You want me to teach you how to drive a stick?
Yeah.
You're probably gonna be like,
you know.
no, not really.
So another quote. The hero has to know what he's doing and be confident in his ability. In fact, it's often desirable for the hero to be so confident in his talent that he can't even conceive that the heroine has something to offer. Women also attribute this proclivity to intelligence and creativity, which all this could easily explain why it's common for women to be interested in older men. They have their shit together. They're usually financially stable or successful in comparison, often more compassionate and emotionally available. Hell, more life experience when
And
it comes
mentally
down to
mature.
it. Exactly.
That is definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Amen.
This all produces an interesting clash here, though. You have busty, giggling airheads and tall, brooding dukes with a split personality. Imagine a movie that truly appeals to both sexes, combining romance and porn. Romantic comedy, action-packed with compelling plots, intelligent and witty dialogue between hot stars with happy endings, and hardcore sex scenes.
Outlander. You guys watch Outlander? Come on. If you haven't watched Outlander yet, I'm just gonna say all that's in there.
I mean,
it's great.
If Wedding Crashers was X-rated, just saying.
Outlander
Same.
comes on Showtime. Wait, no, Stars. I lied. I'm sorry, Stars. Which I mean is basically the same thing. Like,
This
We're
is
not
not an
getting
ad.
paid.
This is not an ad for Outlander.
sorry. I more so just want you guys to watch Outlander. Okay.
We just are on the same page.
Yeah, it's like, this is not, they're not getting paid for this.
Nope. Sorry.
It's okay.
Only said it once.
But a
I
happy
do this all
ending,
the
You can
time.
bleep it out. It's on beep.
but a happy ending is different to a man than happily ever after to a woman. Broad strokes, as always here. Something they pointed out that I thought was interesting as well is the fact that most romance novels don't have sequels. She gets the guy, and that's that. But porn is fucking loaded with sequels. She got her man, and he got that one woman that one time, so it's on to the next.
Mm.
You know what I
Like
mean?
a storyline.
Right, and there's
Yeah.
no storyline
Yeah,
at all. right?
exactly.
It's
Yeah,
just
like
a
porn doesn't have
premise.
storyline, so it's
She
like,
gets
oh,
a
we
guy
can
and
make
that's
part
that.
2.
I'm sorry. That is bullshit.
That's how it works in romance novels. I didn't write them.
Let's
did-
get to the
but I did think
divorce
about
and being
that. I
left
was like,
alone
yeah.
and him cheating on you with a younger woman. Let's go into it. Sorry, that
Wow.
was very
Damn. Are you triggered?
yes.
A little bit. A little bit.
I love you, Mom. Mother, you are amazing. Okay, cool. All right, moving on.
With a quote, the desire of the man is for the woman. The desire of the woman is for the desire of the man. One of the most fundamental and influential psychological cues for women is irresistibility, the feeling that she is sexually desirable. Someone's lost their place.
Right here.
Where we at?
Oh, got it.
Damn.
I'm
There we
back.
go.
I'm back.
Something incredibly common in romance novels is the hero's overwhelming sexual desire for the heroine. 2 authors have given this a name, the magic hoo-hoo. And another quote from them. The magic hoo-hoo.
The magic.
Sorry, you say magic hoo-hoo. I can't keep myself together when you say that. I'm sorry.
All right. Here, I'm going to say it
That
again.
voodoo pussy.
The magic hoo-hoo does it all. It heals all
Sure
ills,
does.
psychic and sexual. It provides unparalleled pleasure to the hero, despite the heroine's reluctance, inexperience, and awkwardness.
Whoa.
And-
What the?
Sarah's triggered for the past 15 minutes. Where is this magic hoo-hoo? And where can I find it?
Reluctance? I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Inexperience? I'm fucking sorry.
Yeah,
And
like,
awkwardness? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Wow. There's that.
I know how to work my way around it.
Did you have to prove that by saying it out loud?
Saying it out loud
I
made
just
us
started
feel better.
laughing when I started saying.
You're like, I should have said that. It's fine.
I opened my mouth and went, nope, but it was too late.
It's too late. It came
Oh,
out.
man. Fuck that. Do not agree.
Yeah.
There's a pun there that
Despite the
Should've
heroine's
got, but-
inexperience and awkwardness, like, really?
Well, more from these 2 women
Sorry, I
that
laughed
are
at funny
authors
noises.
of romance novels.
It just sounds like they're talking about a virgin.
Pretty
Wow,
much, actually,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
They
yeah.
kind of are.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fucking bullshit.
I
Sorry.
agreed, but it's
experiencing earth-shattering multiple orgasms on his first outing.
there you go.
Nice.
It also creates an instant emotional bond that's even more irrational and persistent than a newly hatched chick imprinting on the first living thing it sees. One taste of the magic hoo-hoo is all it takes. The
Amen,
hero
brother.
won't be satisfied with anything else, physically or emotionally.
Man, been there.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with one taste of the magic hoo-hoo is all it takes.
I'll tell you what. Savor the flavor, baby.
Then they keep looking.
Right
What? Sorry.
They're like, oh, I found one magic hoo-hoo. Maybe she's got one too.
That's because
What
we're
about that over
idiots.
there?
Oh my God, they're gonna be
That's 'cause we're
reluctant. Oh my gosh,
idiots.
they're gonna be awkward.
No
oh my gosh, they're gonna be
shit.
unexperienced. I'm gonna show them. Honey, no.
I promise you, you're in that 7% that didn't give an orgasm, or that 93%. Sorry,
93%.
93% that
Hey, we're in
didn't
that
give
top
an
7%,
orgasm.
baby.
Oh,
Hey, top 7.
man.
Top 7. Hey, top 7.
I apologize for getting a little. I got triggered. I apologize.
No,
No, you're good. This is what this for. This is why y'all are here.
Mm-hmm.
We can't talk about women's sex cues without women in the room.
I know.
Yeah.
Then we look like fucking assholes.
Oh, exactly.
If a man liked that past paragraph, you need to go.
You need to reevaluate your
Thank
life.
you. That's fucking bullshit. Welcome to therapy.
And you're also probably single.
Welcome to therapy.
The male gaze is focused outward, narrowly, entirely on the woman. The female gaze is more panoramic. His looks, his character are important. So already one more point for women. But she also looks inward when deciding whether or not to be aroused. Another quote. An increasing body of data is indicating that the way women feel about themselves may be very important to their experience of sexual desire and subjective arousal, possibly even outweighing the impact of their partner's view of them.
True. Yep.
Female self-esteem versus male ego. Self-esteem has a connotation of being something subjective to fluctuation, something that must be nurtured and supported. Ego has the slightly negative connotation of aggression and conceit, a sense that the ego might get angry or attack. Sociologists found that more than half of women's fantasies reflect the desire to be sexually irresistible, which may explain female exhibitionism in general and why it's socially acceptable. Wet t-shirt competitions, Mardi Gras, Girls Gone Wild, all fun times. Dude in a trench coat running down the street, mental disorder,
But yeah,
and a crime.
when I get on stage in Panama City and pour beer all over myself, that's totally socially acceptable.
I would never forget my young days at Club La Vila, Panama City.
Same.
Girls Gone Wild was filming at that time.
You
that
have,
shit was
you
lit.
have no. We probably interacted in high school at some point in Club La Vila in Panama City and have no
This-
idea.
I've
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
That's a whole podcast and come from Panama City nights.
Yeah, honestly.
We might need to do
Nights on the
that cracking.
strip.
Yeah. Anyway, Sexcapades podcast coming soon.
So
Sexcapade.
in that context, she's participating essentially in a courting ritual, similar to many other species of animals, trying to get a male to pursue her. But it's a double-edged sword. Women of all ages report dissatisfaction with their body far more than men do. Anorexia and bulimia are 7 times more likely to occur in women than in men.
Reportedly,
That's fair.
I would say.
Sure.
Reported.
That's fair. No, I understand what you're saying there.
Men are a lot quieter about that.
Yeah, they're not
kind
going
of
to
thing.
report it because it's also like not. It's kind of on like the same context of like men not being able to be raped. Like that's not true at all.
Good
Men
man.
can
1 out of
absolutely be
4.
raped.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
Trust me.
absolutely. And like I agree with that in terms of like eating disorders and body dysmorphia too.
I've got dysmorphia pretty bad, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I'll like look in the mirror and be like, crap, I gained weight. And then I'll put on pants and then my belt will be
And you're just like
looser.
I don't want to wear this.
And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I look fat, but I'm skinnier based off the belt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That
No,
happens
I
to
do
me a lot.
actually because I
A lot.
have body dysmorphia as well. And like I literally there's been like recently I've been like, man, I feel like a blubbering whale, and I walk in, they're like, girl, you look really thin. I'm like, I do. Okay, because
Yeah,
I thought,
2020, man, added to
yeah.
this girl.
and I hope you can hear
She got them
this
power
smacking all
thighs.
on the podcast.
Them power thighs.
This girl, too. Don't worry about it. For real.
Okay, girlfriend.
them legs got sexy.
Moving on again. With another quote. All the best men are taken is twice true. If a man is already taken by a woman, then by definition, he's the best man, or at least a more desirable man. If the exact same man is not taken, then his value is questionable. He's certainly not as desirable as a man who has already received the stamp of approval from another woman.
When it rains, it pours.
That's also just the like wanting what you can't have.
That's true, too.
Bang, bang.
Straight up.
The book refers to it as the popularity cue. It's prominent in romance novels. But Cinderella is the best example. All the ladies want this prince, but he's just after that one sexy-ass jar of pennies. Actually, I meant to say foot. He's after that one.
Fucking jar of pennies.
I'm kidding. He was after a foot.
Yeah, foot fetish. He
Quentin
had foot
Tarantino
fetish.
over there.
Oh,
Just
13.
That's it.
But this is one reason why many women find married men attractive. The other woman has already done all the detective work to vet him, and it shows he's willing to do the long haul. Hugh Hefner is actually a good example of a popularity cue. Here's a quote from Kendra Wilkinson.
That's why it's always dope. That's why it's always dope to have cool ass female friends that you can hang out with.
That's
It's
true.
a lot easier to ride down the avenue. You feel me? Anyway,
But Kendra Wilkinson said, one of the girls asked me if I wanted to go upstairs to Hef's room. It seemed like every other girl was going, and if I didn't, it would be weird. One by one, each girl hopped on Hef and had sex with him for about a minute. I studied their every move. Then it was my turn.
Me too.
It was very weird. I wasn't thinking about how much older Hef was. All the body parts worked the same. I wanted to be there. That's weird to me.
I
That's
agree.
weird as
That's
well.
weird. That's weird to me too.
my boy Health was like, "Word, that's nice." Anyway,
Yeah, like okay, your time's up. Holly, it's your turn.
and also R.I.P. Health. I never got to go to the
Yeah.
grotto. I want to go to the grotto.
I would
so
also
bad.
like to say when it says like the other woman has already done the detective work to vet him, but like if you get that man to leave the person who's done that and be with you, then that's an issue.
Vet word void. Vet word
And
void.
I'm like,
Yeah, right.
okay. So then, wait, you get with him and you're like, oh, he won't leave me? Like, nah.
No, and that's a huge thing. It's
It's a
like
huge
I know
thing.
so many people that have been, and I've been there. I have been the other woman, and they get with the same guy, and it's like, do you really think that
Yeah.
It's
he's
gonna
not
work
going to
for
cheat
you.
on you?
Yeah.
Like,
I was the daughter of the original.
oh, honey, I'm
Woman.
named
Yeah.
after the other woman.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
My brother was
Shit
named
got
after
weird.
the other man.
Oh, hey, it's fine. It's shit that I've dealt with. It's fine.
It's okay. Everything's okay.
I'm named
Sorry.
after my mother and my dad's mistress. Like combination.
No, Karen
Michelle is
from
my mom.
Independence City, Missouri. We all still fucking hate your guts.
Turn up, Karen. Damn.
That
Karen
name has
might
a
turn
whole
to
new
A.
level for you.
Her name's also
Whoa.
Karen.
Sorry. Karen,
Her name's
right?
also Karen.
and I imagine her looking
need to
exactly
check
like
on
a
Karen's
fucking Karen.
well-being.
Just like a Karen.
She wasn't like that at all. But she did almost run my brother over
Somebody
with
check
the car.
on Karen's well-being.
God.
Please.
Yeah, very
If you
intense.
know Karen, check on her well-being. Please.
This Coors Light is making me talk.
We're making you talkative tonight, Sarah.
Crack
Oh
another
man,
one.
my apologies to my
No, you
family.
need no. Oh,
Active. You active
oh,
my
already.
y'all,
family.
hold
I
on,
love
straight up.
it.
I told my mom I was on this podcast and told her what the topic was, and she kind of paused for a second. I went, "You're probably not gonna want to listen," and she goes, "Oh, probably not." But the one thing she focused on was that I was doing it with 3 men, and she goes, "None of them. You don't want to date any of them?"
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, "Did you not hear me? That Grant is married, Drew is about to get married, and Justin is Justin."
Damn. Wow.
No
Holy
words have ever
shit.
been more true.
Wow. Oh my god.
Man.
Okay, so now I'm triggered and attacked. So
Do
that's
you
cool.
need a
I didn't
Fernie
mean it
for
in a
that?
bad way. I just meant
You want to take another
you're
shot?
doing your own thing.
I don't think there's any left in
Is
there.
there any for now? Is there any more
It's
left?
like, I'm taking another
Oh
shot.
yeah.
I don't care if y'all.
Quick side note. Thank these ladies for bringing me alcohol, but they also brought a quarter of the bottle.
I don't even think it
We
was a
both did
quarter.
the same thing, and we thought we had more, and we just grabbed the
I
bottle
was like,
and
oh,
we
bottles.
got here,
Oh, like
and it's
2
like,
shots in both
I
bottles.
literally
The
grabbed my
fuck?
Fernet and I was like, well, I can't finish this tonight. I would like to have some for home. And then I got here and I picked it up and I went,
I looked at the tequila
like a
bottle. I
fry.
thought I had like a straight. I thought I had like a fourth left, and I get here and I was like, oh, there's enough for
We can
Justin.
stretch
I
that.
think.
We can stretch that for 2 shots if you want to take a shot.
I'll take a little
take
baby.
a little baby.
A little baby
I'm like, did we
Fernet.
take all the tequila?
Yeah, I think it's over there. I think tequila's done.
Drew, would you like a little bit of Fernet?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Oh, that is the
I
littlest.
think he's anyway. So
Happy birthday, sir.
I have not talked for the last hour and a half, other than
Honestly, it's a good change from last week.
It's like you and I like switched spots.
we did.
Yeah, can we take
we
it
did.
back? Because like,
No, Sarah, you're doing great.
Sarah's ripping band-aids off, bro.
Yes,
What's up?
yes.
Letting it flow.
Sarah,
What's good?
Sarah's in therapy. We're in
Man.
therapy.
We're in therapy. So back
The
to these hot
social-
facts.
I'm just sitting here in
Loner.
shock and
Yeah,
awe.
the social loner or omega
I
heroes.
lost my spot again.
That's its
This is a
Thank
great
you.
episode.
Thank you.
I love it. You gotta leave this all in too.
which the
Go
book
ahead.
lists as comedians, art thieves, nerdy geniuses, which is hilarious to be the loners, are rare in romance novels. Alpha heroes who are dominant in the society of men and desired by the society of women are far more common and far more appreciated by Miss Marple. Elmer Fudd, the solitary hunter, doesn't care that other men find his target attractive. In fact, it leaves her more accessible. The fewer competing rabbit hunters, the better.
Read it the way you typed it.
Sorry, the
Read
fewer
it the way you
competing-
typed it.
Wabbit hunters, the
Yeah.
better.
Wabbit hunter.
Yeah, that was like me until I was in 3rd grade.
wait, that's like
Duck season.
That's
Wabbit
100%
season.
true.
Rabbit season.
It's like
I
a.
couldn't pronounce ours.
Gosh, that I like.
I would say Dwu. That was my name. What was your name? Dwu.
Okay,
Yeah,
we spent a
that's what everybody
shitload of
says,
time
yeah.
on men's visual cues
Not
and
that
women's
cute.
psychological cues. But what about their visual cues?
Ooh, this is what I like.
So
Okay.
let's
Ooh,
talk
yeah, yeah,
about Playgirl magazine, the winning combo of Cosmo and Playboy. Founded by a man, by the way, in the 70s who owned 3 strip clubs. Here's his probably bullshit quote on this. Women have been suppressed sexually for too long. It's healthy for people to view a male body. And from his editor-in-chief, thankfully a woman, women want to see more male nudes. They love it. I think it's true that women do not accept male nudity in magazines with alacrity. It's a learning process, and women are reacting against years of conditioning.
I like seeing dudes naked.
I bought a calendar for the bar that I work at. There's literally a
What,
new
Amber's?
calendar. Yes, of men.
No.
Bro.
And I walk in
It's
there
lit.
and I love it
What?
every single
That's
day.
when I thought I was getting closer to Sarah off the fucking calendar she bought. I was like,
It was Flavor Men.
Are you in it?
no.
No.
Oh, I was like, wait,
I could be. I
Could
could
be.
be. I could be.
work
It's a
with-
fair question.
It's
It's a
nude.
fair
It's
question.
nude black men calendar.
Black and Hispanic, both.
Black and expanded.
It's
And Justin's not in it.
They're slinging wood.
To be fair, so like I work with a bunch of dudes, and they were refusing to buy a calendar for 2021, and I kept warning them. I was like, "Yo, you don't buy a calendar, I'm gonna buy you something you don't like." So I ordered a calendar, and I was not supposed to be nude. It was just like chest, and that's what Amazon said it was.
Nice.
I opened this bitch up and went, holy fuck. And I did not look away.
Exactly.
And it's hung up at Ember's.
That's awesome.
And it's hung.
It's hung. And it makes all the men uncomfortable. And I walk in there when I'm having a bad day, and I'm like, oh, thank you, Jerry. And I just continue on.
Jerry?
Oh,
Jerry,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Jerry is the dude of the month.
And that's the worst name.
Funny story how I found this
fuck.
calendar. They all like, I went over there.
You
to
saw
Amber's.
Jerry, too.
And-
Yeah, he did.
So they all were like at the bar. I'm like, why are y'all all standing at the bar? I was like, it's something for you in the office, man. You gotta go check the office. And I was like, all right, okay, I guess, man. I'm in there. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, God damn it, Jerry! it's like, look to the right of the computer. Holy shit!
And the best part is like the days that are supposed to be a full moon, it's literally a little picture of the guy's ass.
No, it's not.
It's so
Oh
great.
my god.
And so I bought another one for my house.
Will you buy one for me?
I would love to.
I want one.
There's one at my house that I live with. There's 4 of us that live in a house, and it gets hidden around the house, and whoever finds it gets to hide it someplace else for somebody. So like
That's
it's
so
been
great.
under the hood of a car when we unplug someone's battery.
Oh
Yeah.
my
It's
god.
been hung up in the shower. It's been
Everywhere.
hiding underneath your underwear in your underwear drawer. Like
You just-
literally,
you
it
just
is
open your
just
shower
there.
curtain, dick.
So if I ever hear,
God damn it, Jerry!
I'm going to know exactly
I
what
don't know why Jerry was the first thing that came to mind.
I don't know, but it is forever.
I like it.
Forever Jerry. They're all Jerry.
They're all
Forever
Jerry.
Jerry.
They're all Jerry
Fuck
now.
Jerry.
Damn it, Jerry. Look at that big old dick. Damn it, Jerry.
Goddamn big ass dick carrying ass Jerry.
Oh my
Fuck
god.
Jerry.
Jesus bless her. All right. Well, yeah.
Where were we?
We were talking about how women enjoy looking at men nude is where we were at.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, Playgirl struggled for a while, even though they had virtually no competition. Here's another one of
Because
those
of Jerry, apparently.
little searches that might help us figure out who saved the magazine.
Oh god.
Gay frat stories, gay drunk college, nude photos of men, Heath Ledger nude, Playgirl,
Too much Jerry.
Playgirl magazine, teen male twinks, shower room guys, straight guys, Justin Timberlake,
That's who saved the magazine right there.
and finally, signs of homosexuality.
Ooh, okay.
Too much Jerry.
Not enough Justin.
Not enough.
Timberlake.
Oh.
Timberlake.
Hey.
I want you to
I
know if
walked
you
right
went through
into
that
that.
signs of homosexuality, we all love you. Just saying.
Definitely.
But the thing is, gay men had magazines at the time, but Playgirl were more accessible and showed what gay men wanted, straight guys. Men often wonder if women prefer softcore or hardcore porn, or if they prefer girl-on-girl scenes or girl-on-guy scenes, which is all misguided. But honestly, it's difficult to pin down what kind of porn women like. Here's
Jerry
another
with the
search
balloon.
list.
Because also everyone's different.
That's very true.
Everyone's different.
Girls are more complicated, honestly.
Yeah.
Women
And we're
are just more
complicated as
complicated.
So
Big
facts.
complicated.
Yeah.
It's a lot of moving parts.
But here's another search list from AOL. Porn for women, drunk galleries, explicit erotica pictures, juicy gals, explicit movie sex scenes, fucking pictures, erotica for women, drunk spring break sex, erotic.
A lot of that.
There's a good one.
Yep.
Drunk
Erotic
spring break sex,
fine
so
art
rape? Okay,
photography.
Wow, Sarah.
Damn, dark turn Sarah over here.
I mean, I had drunk spring break sex that was
I mean,
not
I know. I'm
rape.
sorry. Apparently, I'm in a mood today. I apologize too.
It's all good.
Explicit movie stills, X-rated fine art, erotic photography, explicit movie sex scene pictures, pictures of lust, spring break fuck adventures, and,
Fuck adventures,
and
baby.
finally, washing machine ratings.
And
Wow.
last but not
Also-
least,
Oh, okay, no, I get
All
that
right,
now.
sex
and
babes.
last but not least, Jerry.
Jay.
So, Sexcapade podcast turned into Fuck Adventures real quick.
Yep.
Fuck Adventures.
Fuck adventures.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
It's
The
gonna
fuck
be-
adventures of friends, facts, and fiction.
Exactly.
The point of that was that
That's gonna be me, Sarah, and Shelly on that one.
yeah,
What? You sure you want me on that
blinked a couple
podcast?
times. I was like, ooh, no.
That's why I'm over here.
Have
Like,
you not figured out the mood I am in today? It's fuck everybody
I see.
and everything.
and everything and life and all of it.
So that woman's search history shows like a lot of variety, and then also a desire for like photography and fine art.
I was about to say, like,
and,
Yeah.
scenes from movies and things.
The
so it's
wash-
something
and
that's
then the washing
embedded.
machines.
And then that's just
I thought
her
it was the
trying to figure out
dryer that made
new,
like vibrated the most. I thought.
Tis.
Yeah.
I think that was more of a innocent search.
Oh.
Like, I didn't know how to break it
I
to
thought.
you.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't know how to break it to you.
That just goes to show, like, yeah, no, it ends with a washing machine. Ratings.
Yeah,
that was the end of our.
I was thinking about
Porn
fucking on a
swords.
washing machine.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that,
You can.
and then like you move over to the dryer right when it starts getting good.
See, that's
you
what
know
I was saying. I
mean?
couldn't remember if it was the washer or the dryer.
Oh my god.
Jeremy, if you want to edit me out of this entire thing, I would not be mad.
Don't do it.
Jesus
Don't.
Christ. Keep it all in. No edits.
That's what she
moving on.
Hot
said.
takes.
Keep it all
Women
in.
can only conceive during 5 days of their cycle, but are willing to have sex any day of their cycle. That's unique to mammals, us and chimps, basically. What's the gain here, evolutionarily speaking? Resources, food, protection, reduction in aggression towards the female's offspring. That's
You have more sex, you're less of a dick to your child.
yeah,
It's legitimately what that just said.
that's very true.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay. I don't really have an opinion on that.
is- Oh, wow.
And this adds a layer of depth. During ovulation, women have short-term interests and long-term interests when not ovulating. So, the good-natured fellow most of the time, and for a few days out of the month, the tall douchebag who's the loudest in the bar. JK, but only kinda. Ovulating women demonstrate a stronger preference for men with masculine faces, masculine voices, masculine scents, and who display conspicuous signals of social dominance
well, also when a woman
during
is.
ovulation.
Well, also when a woman is.
Grace
as
is
well.
home.
Yeah. Grace Higgy's here.
Great.
Hello, Grace Higgs. Our set producer. She's back from yoga class.
Also researcher, right? Doesn't she research too?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounding board.
Yeah.
That's good.
Throw it at me. I got
The
it.
sounding board.
There it is.
But also as women when they're ovulating, they're also like their appearance changes. They look more attractive.
Voluptuous.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's a word. Yes. Yes. Like our
Juicy
skin's
gals.
clear. We put off better smells. What's that word?
Men put off pheromones too,
Pheromones.
though.
Pheromones.
Also,
not just
also,
women.
also,
I agree
it's
with that.
it's a little deeper because you're ovulating.
That's true.
Wait, what?
The vagina.
The vagina.
It's a little deeper. 'cause
Our
you're
7
ovulating.
sweet tracks.
Yeah. ovulating.
Depending on
You
the time of
didn't
the
know that?
month.
That's what he's saying.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what he's saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh,
That's exactly what he's saying.
Jesus bless it.
Well, you were sorry. Your fucking hand motions was making it seem like it gets bigger. I'm like, no,
No,
bitch, your
deeper.
cervix gets
Deeper.
smaller the closer you get to your period. Like, no.
So I was basically saying I can go deeper if you're ovulating. That's what I was saying.
Sorry. Yes, you can.
Okay.
They also flirt more, dress more provocatively.
Oh, that's what I was
and
gonna
want
say.
to socialize.
On the douchebag thing, though, like totally. When I'm ovulating, like
Oh,
there
I
was
feel
a whole
myself.
no, there was a whole thing. Like I was straight up dating a sociopath, and like I knew I needed to break up with him. We broke up. I was doing so good, but in that moment of ovulation, I'm like, I want you to come over. You know, like no idea why. And he actually started to catch on to it. He'd be like, is this just at that time of the month thing? Or like, do you really miss me? Do you want me to come over? And I'm
damn.
like, it's that time of the month thing. Like,
Your
told him straight up, I
ovaries
was
were like, give it
I was
to
like,
me.
yeah, I literally like just miss the physicality. Like, don't miss you, don't want to be with you. But yeah, like, and he was straight up sociopath douchebag.
Sure.
Like that 5 days.
And to further, like, it's just what we're all still talking about is here's a crazy study. Strippers got about $185 when menstruating, $260 when they weren't, and $335 when they were ovulating.
I
Which I
can
find.
attest
Oh wait,
to
is
that. Yeah,
Our boobs swell during ovulation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
That's
they get
when, like, yeah,
tender,
like
they
porn-
get more soft.
Mine
they
get
hurt.
bigger.
Well, I said more soft. Like, I'm not saying they get bigger. That's what makes them more soft. They got added on a little bit. You know what I mean?
swell. They're
I love this energy in the room right now. This is amazing.
So, anyways,
Everything about a woman gets a million times better when she's ovulating.
Yep,
Every
sure
single-
does.
Sure.
That's true. Yep.
But back to visual cues. Shush.com is one of only 2 commercial porn sites that have been able to successfully market heterosexual women. It's filled with articles on health, diet, and sexual how-tos. It includes a very active forum where women can chat with one another. There's a stable of men ranging in age from their 20s to their 50s who answer subscribers' questions about male sexuality. Horoscopes, beauty tips, tutorials on stripping, erotic stories, and finally, porn. We've listened to what women wanted to see, and over time, we've gotten pretty good at it. Women want to see foreplay, a lot of kissing, a lot of talking before the action gets going. They like to see women with a little more weight on them, a little older, not skinny young girls. The guys have to be clean, well-dressed, and well-kept. They hate men that are sloppily dressed, said one of the site's runners for 15-plus years. A lot of sensory cues aren't visual, which makes porn tough. You can't feel, smell, and be touched by porn videos. But there's some visual cues, finally. Not the penis, but the color and intensity of the eyes, the hair, the shape of the body, a brief description of the face, and the butt. Women also like butts. Here's the 7 big ones from thousands of romance novels and e-rom stories online.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
Drew.
interested now because I've never. Okay, let's go.
Cheekbones,
Check.
jaw,
Check.
brows,
Check.
shoulders,
Yes.
forehead.
Man.
That was great.
Oh,
Wait.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Waist,
Eh.
hips.
Hips? What?
I don't know.
I never looked at a man's hips.
I look at his ass.
Yeah, like ass.
Give me the ass.
Ass.
Well, like we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, the waist to
duty
hip
spot,
ratio
yeah.
is
The what?
the waist to hip ratio is incredibly important, and guys only look at the ass. They only search out the ass when looking for porn online. So I would say waist and hips combined in men is very similar as a visual cue for heterosexual
Yes, that's
women,
fair. I
yeah.
see what you're saying.
I see where you're coming from.
gay or
yeah.
bi men, right?
Yeah.
And here's a list of the most common adjectives: lean, handsome, blonde, tanned, muscular, masculine, and chiseled.
This is Hitler's
I'd
shit.
go with
Yeah,
the muscular and masculine.
Yeah, right?
But
I know the blonde can like
Yeah, the
hit
blonde,
the road
nah.
real fast.
Blonde, no. Lean, not necessarily.
Yeah, I don't.
Blonde
that's what I'm saying.
adult
Like,
men
I
are
don't
a
get
little strange
like,
to
you know,
me.
Like, what?
Am I alone in that? Is that a little
What?
weird? Blonde adult men. It's a little weird.
Like Jake Paul and Logan
Yeah,
Paul.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh.
I don't feel. Do you think that you care about like a hair color?
I've never, yeah,
I've never
I don't.
really cared.
I've figured out that a lot of things I think I care about, I don't. Like, I'm like, yeah, I want a tall man. And then I always end up with a dude like shorter than me. So I'm like, apparently I don't know what the fuck I want, clearly. So, anyways.
Anyway, but
so
chiseled
similar
is nice.
to
Chiseled, yeah, because you get like any dude with the V's, like,
Mm-hmm.
if I can eat anything out of those, like, yeah, we're good. We're good to go.
the body shots out of the V's. Heard.
I used to say I want to eat salsa out of them.
I just can't stop thinking about an incredibly gross term for that.
What? Oh my God,
Cum
what?
gutters.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, cum
Cum
gutters.
gutters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess I just never thought about them for cum. I thought about them for food. I'm like, I want to eat stuff out of that. Like,
Jesus.
Like,
Look,
for,
I'm
like
a-
Mexican
I'm a fat
food,
girl
like
at
China-
heart. Look, I'm
You want to
like,
eat a burger smashed
put
up
some
in there? and be
salsa
like,
in there. I mean,
Salsa.
maybe a shot of tequila. I'll slurp it. Like,
We're at a Mexican restaurant now.
Are you gonna put the chip in your mouth?
I did
and, like,
have
dip it
Mexican
out?
for dinner. So yeah.
A little bit of milkshake. Yeah.
Ooh.
Cherry on the top. But I will say, with chiseled men, though, the body shot in the belly button doesn't work as good.
No, yeah.
It don't work that good.
That only works for women, I thought.
A body shot only works for women?
No. I mean, in the belly button specifically, I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry. I will do that on a man any day. Put some chocolate syrup on it, some whipped cream. We are talking. Why
All
do they
right.
just get
Good
the
to
fun?
know.
I want to
Good
get
to
the fun
know.
too. That's silly.
Food.
Good to know.
Got
Right.
it.
Heard.
All these
Mental
men are like,
notes.
they're like, so I
Mental
gotta
notes.
get some whipped cream for
Not
my
sauce.
girl.
So sorry.
Hey, just word to wise, food is the best way to a woman's heart.
That's true.
Yeah.
They fucked up that quote back in the day. Trust me.
Yes.
So similar
and
to men
orgasms.
with estrogen
Yes, food and
fueled
orgasms.
designators, women find physical results of testosterone in the body attractive. Duh.
Yeah.
But something unrelated to testosterone is height. Maybe it indicates a greater ability to outcompete other men in physical competition. But 6 foot and over is the consensus. And then
Womp womp.
For
4 grand.
she's
Sorry.
not mean. I wrote that in there.
You wrote it, and I had to read it because that's funny. That's funny as hell.
It, according to lots of surveys and everything like that, it makes women feel small, safe, and secure. Also, uniforms are big.
Yeah.
Uniforms are. I think they come in smalls. I don't know.
Oh wow.
That wasn't towards Grant. Oh.
No, she's picking up what I'm putting down all
Wow.
day. It's great. I'm just lobbing these up.
Yeah.
It's hoping somebody spikes them. That's great.
Sorry.
No,
They
that's
do.
perfect.
They come
I
in
did
all
play volleyball. I got you, bro.
Yeah, boom.
sorts of sizes. Yes, they do, and they look good on all sorts of sizes. Just
That's
saying.
what I'm saying. Uniforms of any size.
Like yeah.
But specifically on uniforms, he's confident and, more importantly, dependable.
Look at that.
Okay, finally,
Look at that.
to a woman's answer to transgender pornography. Vampires.
Looking at me, Drew. Fucking head darted over so fast.
Oh my
I didn't
God.
do anything.
I was hoping for like the sparkly vampires.
No.
Sexy vampires, lusty werewolves, and other supernatural beasts have replaced mere mortals as the most popular romance heroes and heroines. Let's give some props to Stephanie Meyer. The paranormal takes the psychological cues inherent to the game genre and twists them into marvelous new variations that satisfy Miss Marple in deliciously fresh new ways. Paranormal are the cream cheese sushi of the female sexual brain.
Wow.
Cream cheese sushi.
Yep.
They are the alphas amongst alphas. Vampires are exceptionally something and powerful. They're
Staring. I think. Another typo.
another typo, yeah.
I mean, staring works though.
Sure.
Because they do like.
They're often immortal. They know how to fight and are willing to annihilate the competition. They are fully capable of protecting the ones they love from a range of mundane and otherworldly dangers. Fabulously wealthy, acquiring this along with worldly knowledge over centuries, and usually have a dope-ass castle to boot. A hilarious quote. Edward Cullen has, for millions of passion-starved better halves worldwide, become the undead embodiment of everything the contemporary schlub seems to have shed. Danger, poetry, strength, speed, eternal devotion, and an insatiable hunger for the jugular. Meanwhile, the defanged mortal males of Earth, their rumps firmly planted on in front of the flat screen and their breath faintly fragrant of pirate's booty, have become, thanks to Edward, one giant, big, collective cuckold.
There's that.
I think I'm just now figuring out why I like vampires. I guess.
I feel like we're two completely different on this, and that's.
I mean,
I'm a daywalker myself.
there's too much of a pause there. I'm like, on that note.
That was a Blade reference for the real
Yeah, I know.
nerds.
Oh yeah, you cock juggling thunder cunt. Anyways,
Ooh,
Oh, wow.
that was another Blade reference. Holy shit! Come on.
I mean, you pulled it out so smooth. You pulled it out so smooth.
She did,
It's
yeah.
my favorite.
way it
It's
goes.
my favorite line of that movie.
It's a great line.
Sorry.
Good shit.
Actually, Shelley, I think this is perfect for you. Here's the intro for a vampire from a sexy story.
oh God, take
You want
it
me to
away.
write? You want me to read it? Is that what you-
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. Wrath was 6 foot 6 inches of pure terror dressed in leather. Oh.
Oh.
Excuse me.
She had
situate
to
myself
she had to
before I
adjust
read
the seat
anymore.
real quick. She had to adjust herself. Damn.
6'6", okay.
It's getting warm.
His hair was long and black, falling straight from a widow's peak. Wraparound sunglasses hid eyes that no one had ever revealed. Shoulders were twice the size of shoulders. Most males. With a face that was both aristocratic and brutal. He looked like the kind he was by birthright and the soldier he'd become by destiny. What did you make me read? You're not wrong. I liked that.
Not for you, Sarah. Not your vibe.
Pass.
I'm over here like, I'm not necessarily about the
I'm
long.
gagging.
I am sweating. I'm not necessarily about the long block hair from the widow's
There's another
peak,
pun there
but the 6'6"
that I missed.
and the shoulders twice of most.
I'm gonna keep my eye out for that man when he comes into Embers. I'll hook you guys up.
Will he come into Embers?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
I'll be there
Come
too.
into Embers.
I'll be there too.
Do you want me to dim the
Probably
lights
not.
down a little extra
Yes.
just for you?
Yo, sometimes
But vampires are welcome
I
on like the
sometimes
window.
feel like y'all
There
do
you
that
go.
on purpose just to fuck with me. Where I'm like, I'm feeling they didn't
No,
like.
I actually do that so that people, when they walk past, think that we're closed.
No fucks given.
No fucks given.
I'm a bitch.
But this illusion is only complete when these invincible heroes are brought to their knees by the irresistibility of an ordinary woman and her
Facts.
ability to unlock his
Facts.
secret heart.
Facts.
The only thing more powerful than his magic is her magical hoo-hoo.
Absolutely.
Magical.
It is no. It's honestly.
Voodoo
It's like a feeling. It's like a triumph thing where it's like, oh, I'm the one that's making him like this motherfucker is 600 years old or whatever, and it's like,
But he stopped for me.
But my 28-year-old ass is
Right.
the one making him like, oh my god, I have to be with her forever. Like I think that's a lot of it. What it's about. It's about the desire.
Right.
It's not necessarily about his masculinity or anything.
I finally get it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like after reading
it's
this
not,
book, I'm like,
it's not about the
"Oh."
masculinity of it. It's about the desire where it's like women so much have
Women
been
desire only
put
for
down
them.
and
Only
we
for
don't
them.
get that desire. So it's like, especially in this day and age, a lot of the casual relationships, like we're just treated like a whole.
like a walk-in
We want to be
vagina.
treated like the desire. We want to be the exception to the rule.
Yes.
I want that. Oh, I'm bringing you to your knees. Okay, that turns me the fuck on.
And I
'Cause
think it
like,
has
I
to be
have the
more
power.
than just like our bodies. It's more.
Yes,
It has to be a lot more than
it's
just
more
that.
than just about our bodies. But-
Sapiosexual.
like,
I didn't actually hear what you said.
he said sapiosexual.
You don't fuck anybody that's dumb, basically.
Oh no, I've done that though.
I've done that.
I fucked some really
That's
dumb
99% of the entire list I got going on right there.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Alrighty then.
okay.
Never mind.
I appreciate your input.
So not so
I
sapiosexual.
tried. So not so much. Not so much, Chert.
All right, I'll finish this up real quick. Similar to vampires, a lot of women like the erotical quote unquote illusion of gay sex scenes. But we don't have time. I just thought I'd let that hang in the air.
You
Thought
just
that'd
threw
be
that out
funny.
there.
Yeah.
Throw
You
it
just
out
threw
there.
that out there. Just
You just that was it.
There's a
That was
whole genre. There's a whole genre, and it's hilarious. Like Harry Potter and Draco.
It's honestly oddly hot.
Edward
I'm gonna
and,
say it. I'm gonna say
the
it.
werewolf,
Jacob.
Edward and
Edward
Jacob.
and Jacob porn.
They have some fun moments together.
That's honest.
I know
I
what
feel
you're
like
talking about.
honestly, that's one of those things where it's the separation between like women don't want to admit that psychologically that turns them on, but it does. 'Cause,
I don't
like,
think I've ever, like,
I had an
experienced it.
experience. I'm not gonna go into details because
See,
people
save it for
listen to
Fuck
this
Adventures,
podcast.
okay?
So you're like in like the,
Well,
the
also
Samwise
because-
Club.
Samwise, Genji,
Oh, and Frodo.
Frodo and
Baggins.
Samwise.
Oh,
I think
man,
Frodo and
okay.
Samwise
there's
is
got to
one
be
of
some
them.
fan
Yeah,
fiction about
that
that.
Oh,
goes
there
into it,
definitely
but
is.
it's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
like
There
it's just like
definitely
I've
is.
had an
Legolas.
experience
Ooh.
where that kind of happened.
It was creating.
You're my
them,
Samwise.
Oh my god.
Y'all are triggering me, and you don't even know.
my
You don't even. Justin knows.
Should we
Oh my
are you
God.
don't even
Right
know?
now.
So you
This is crazy.
Triggered. But
Bang, bang.
point being, been in that experience, and I was actually oddly turned on. Like I was like, oh, I kind of thought I would be weirded out by
Yeah.
watching like someone I was involved with suck another dick, and I was like, why am I turned on right now? Okay, all right.
And
So yeah, and it's like, and it's, I mean, but
You don't
yeah.
do- So you know.
Dudes like girl on girl. I mean, like,
Well, and exactly, and I've done the whole girl
shit.
on girl thing too, and I think that that's where like the whole like stereotype about it all, where it's like gay porn is like that's gross, like men kissing is gross, and it's like obviously to men it is, and sometimes to women it's the same
Yeah.
for us, where we're like we don't understand the attraction.
I don't. Well, for me, like it's not that I don't think I can say like two men together like turn me on because I haven't. Well, I've been in that experience.
I
and
didn't think it.
wasn't.
I was gonna say I didn't think it did until I was in the
Yeah,
experience. That's
but
what
I
I'm
like
saying.
I wasn't experiencing it and didn't really turn me on. But I also wasn't in a good space in my life at that point. So like
Oh,
maybe
okay,
that has
okay,
something to
yeah.
do with it also.
That definitely does.
But I will say
Definitely
that
does.
I always thought it was weird that like two girls kissing was kind of normal, and then two guys. kissing
Yeah, and it was
like,
just
meh.
like, oh, I would never kiss a fucking dude. And it's like I just made out with my friend for you. Like,
Like,
why?
what's
Like
the-
what? And I think ultimately that comes
Don't
down
knock it till
to
you try
a
it.
comfortability in your sexuality, and I think that's
Agreed.
ultimately why it turned me on, because I knew that the people that were like, who was happening, I knew that person was comfortable in their sexuality.
I can see
you
that.
said what? Who was happening? that's what's up.
Because I'm
that's-
trying not to give details, specific
Well,
details
that's-
away. I'm trying not to
That's all
name
good.
names.
It's all good.
Shit.
See, you're giving out fuck adventure material right now. We gotta
Okay,
get this
I'll
other
save it. I'll
podcast
save
off the
it. I'll
ground
save it.
first.
But I mean, I think that it really heavily attributes to what we've been talking about this last hour, is that you're sitting there thinking about the like psychological and social aspects of that event happening in that moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
You found it attractive that those two men were comfortable enough in their own sexuality in
Yes.
that moment. That's something that you found attractive.
Yeah.
But again, guys are so fucking stupid. It'd be just like they look at it and say gross, or they look at it and say hot.
Yeah, actually,
That's it.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Pretty much the
it's a
long
little
and short
short
of it.
wire there. Fire.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much, pretty much.
Okay.
I don't like.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
You come in
actually.
cave now.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
type
I'll
shit.
put my mouth on you.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then there's a lot more we could get into, obviously, but
Apparently, we'll save that for the
I mean,
sexcapades
it's-
episode.
I love it. Let's do
but
it.
I mean, the complexities of the woman is deep,
It is.
and we will never truly understand it as men.
No.
And women can never truly explain it to us. But
It's
anyway,
fun for me to try.
I was about to say, I guarantee you,
I've been
we'll
trying
still
for-
fucking try.
I've been trying for 31 years, my G. So there's that. Anyway, thank y'all for listening. And if you're still listening, you're a badass. Anyway,
Wait, was that it? That was it?
That was
We're
it.
done?
I
We're
know.
done?
This is so sad. I say that we're done for an episode. I'm just saying.
Whatever, just
who
us
knows?
shooting the shit.
Who knows?
I'll be at a boat next Monday, so I will not be.
Okay. Well,
Sorry.
we can always run it back whenever, ladies. Whenever y'all want to come back, just let us know. We'll just run an episode for the fuck of it. Fuck it. But thank y'all for listening. I'm Justin Hammonds, and I'm saying, love, live life, because it's worth living, y'all.
And I'm Drew Shelton, and I'm saying, tune in.
Tune in.
Tune in. Tune in. Goddammit.
Well, I'm Grant Bramlett. If you did not ask for consent, I never liked you. If you did, I always loved you.
I love that one. That was good.
Look at that.
I
Look
like
at that.
Is it our turn now?
What we got,
Yeah,
ladies?
take it away.
I guess I'm Shelly, and doing the same with Grant with consent, and also bye.
I'm Sarah. Happy birthday, Justin. I hope you
Damn
have
it!
a great,
Happy birthday.
great night.
Thank you. It's going to be
And you
good.
get
It's
fucking
some
wasted.
fizz knucking going to happen. That's for
Some
sure.
fizz nutting.
Yeah.
No fizz nutting.
consent.
Fizz nutting.
With
Fizz
consent.
nutting.
Yes, with consent.
Oh yeah, that's it. What was it?
Fizz nutting.
Fizz,
Fizz
nutting.
nutting.
Still gross to me. I don't know how I like that.
My nut's not fizzy. I was just going to say
I was
that.
about to say, we got to talk about some shit, bro.
Oh man. Well, cheers
is
to you
not
and
normal.
your balls not fizzing.
Wow.
You just said.
That was a hot close right there. That was a hot close. I appreciate that.
I'm never invited back.
You are. Open invitation, always.
Never come back.
Well, thank y'all for listening. This has been episode 11, season 3, about psychology.
You did it.
The end of the women's sexual cues episodes. Also, this is a podcast called Friends, Facts, and Fiction. We out.
Thanks for listening and stay tuned for the next installment. Find us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date on all things friends, facts, and fiction. Our Instagram handle is friends_facts_fiction. As always, please reach out to us. You can send any of your questions, praise, and fact-checking to friends.facts.fiction@gmail.com. It's important to us to only propagate the truth, and we'll correct any errors we may have made. Your hosts and researchers are Justin Hammonds, Grant Bramlett, and Drew Shellnut. Our episodes are produced by Grant Bramlett. Additional producership provided by Grace Higgs. Our recording engineer is Grant Bramlett. Our editor, mix, and mastering audio engineer is Jeremy Mulder. Lighting design is provided by Justin Hammonds. Our office assistants are Gully and Bull. Our research assistants are Under and Paid. Our current interns are Lost and Questionable. Our personal drivers are Titleist and Tired. And our resident pooches are Pack and Jolene, the Devil Child. This has been a production of Friends, Facts, and Fiction.
Yes.
Birthday to you.
Is this y'all's rough Marilyn Monroe?
Very rough. Very rough.
Turn up. All right.
Mr.
President.